Hi everyone, Dr. Scott here, and I'm at home with three of my favourite life forces. It's Skully, Ludo, and then Mango. A lot of you have been asking, where's Skully and Ludo? Well, I am co-parenting them as I am co-parenting my kids. And so sometimes I have them and sometimes I don't. So I first got Skully, many of you might remember this from Vet on the Hill days. We actually delivered her by cesarean section. Her mum was struggling to give birth, and so yeah, that's right. And so she was one of 6 puppies, and she was ended up given to us as a present, which was wonderful. We weren't really looking for a dog, but she is just such a dream dog. Yes, she is. And Ludo we got as a young dog, specifically because we wanted a therapy dog for our children with autism. And so just known to be very calm, very relaxed, but a little bit bigger, a bit more robust, could sort of take a more firm pat than maybe a smaller dog. And although a little bit tricky sometimes as far as like she's got her own mind, she's just perfect for the children. They sort of do not climb over her, but they do love her hard, and she doesn't mind it. Mango, however, is my new rescue dog that many of you have been falling in love with and following. He's thoroughly ridiculous and an absolute love sponge, but he is with me all the time. So that in itself causes some challenges. First of all, in that the girls, they're that little bit older, so they do kind of struggle to put up with him. He is really active and energetic as spaniels can be, and also he's younger. So Skully is about 8, Ludo's 2, and then he's around about 1. I think one of the main things when you're introducing dogs from blended families or dogs that don't always live with each other is just making sure that you're keeping an eye out on their patience levels. Because this guy, he's full on. He needs a lot of work, he needs a lot of exercise, he gets a long walk every morning before we do anything, just to really burn out some of that youthful exuberance. But when he does meet other dogs, sometimes he can get that little bit too energetic and bouncy, a little bit mouthy as well sometimes. So actually, some of the relationship that he's forging with the other 2 is really positive, in that Ludo tells him off. A little bit of a growl, and I think as long as you monitor that, it's absolutely fine, because in the wild, dogs do tell each other off most of the time with just sort of glances and looks and facial expressions and body positioning. So to get those cues, I think, is a really good idea. And I think Skully, because she's that little bit older and she's that little bit smaller, we do need to kind of keep an eye on her to make sure that she's not getting, I suppose, just a little bit overwrought with everything. I think the key thing is remembering that with each breed, with each size, with each age, and with each individual comes different thought processes about how best to manage them in a social situation. Ludo, on the other hand, is much bigger, and she's a Bernedoodle, so a Bernese mountain dog crossed with a standard poodle. And she is quite robust, but also a little bit belligerent and obstinate, as many people who own Bernese mountain dogs will attest to. Lovely, gorgeous, wonderful, but sometimes won't do what she's told. And the one thing I've noticed is that I've learnt things about my rescue dog only when he's around other dogs and in this sort of family environment. And the one big one, which a lot of scientists will tell us doesn't exist, is jealousy. He is, God, the green-eyed monster, big time. When the other girls try and say hi to me, he's jumping in between. I mean, it happens with my kids as well, but he does seem to just be a little bit jealous of my attention. So it's something I need to watch and also dilute a little bit, because it's not healthy for a dog to be very focused on one person. I think they're a pack animal. So actually living in an environment where they know and like lots of different people and lots of other dogs is really healthy for them. But another thing I've noticed is that he is food guarding a little as well. So when I go to feed the others, he is sort of growling a little bit. He's not showing any signs of aggression, and certainly when we take the bowls away and move the food around, that's absolutely fine. That's a really important tip to do, is to make sure that you can move food away from your dog, because those moments can be quite dangerous, particularly when you have children in the house. But it's just meant that I've now realized that I need to feed him separate from the girls, just to allow them to focus on their meals and not have a boisterous working Cocker Spaniel jumping all over them while they're trying to eat. One thing I've realized when you've got 3 dogs is they pull in 3 different directions, and as a result it means that not everyone can handle them. So the more dogs you get, the harder it is to be able to find people who will be able to walk your dog for you. So do keep that into account. What I would say as well is when you've got 3 dogs, make sure you've got a lot of poo bags. But one thing, and it'd be very interesting to hear what you guys have to say about it, is whether you get a rescue dog before or after you get a puppy. Now, first of all, I should make it clear, you can get puppies from rescue centres. They are all the time having puppies come in, or pregnant mums come in, and then they need to find homes for puppies. So do think about your local rescue centre when you are thinking about getting a puppy, because they do get them at rescues. And Mango as well, for example. I mean, he was about a year old, weren't you, mate, when I got him, so a very young dog. But I actually think it's probably better, if you are thinking about getting a puppy and you're also getting a rescue dog, to maybe get the puppy first, because you can train the puppy in a way that you like, that suits your family, and it means that they're used to the environment from a young age. And then you bring in an older dog. And that's because, so for Mango's perspective, he is new to this environment, but he has the calm assurance of the other 2. Just sort of show him the ropes a little bit, teach him some good manners also. And it's meant that I can focus on the variables that he throws up, because I've already ironed out the ones that are present with my 2. So I'd love to hear all about your dogs, and if you happen to have a rescue dog and you've got a puppy, and which way around you went. So do get involved with the comments below, do get involved in the conversation. I always love to hear what you guys hear and think. So we are very much still together, aren't we? Yes, our little canine family. So from Skully, it's bye. From Ludo, it's bye. And from Mango, it's a crazy goodbye. Spaniel goodbye. See you later. Isn't it?